Hi, I'm Moby, and coming up next, I'm going to be on LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
LoveLine. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. This is my partner, Dr. Drew. He's the board-certified physician and the addiction medicine specialist. He's not the love doctor. He's not the dried-up old 50-year-old prune on the radio with 5 face peels and 9 divorces under his belt. He's just a doctor. And he gives out advice because he cares and because he's paid a tremendous amount of money.
You know, I knew you couldn't give me a compliment without something on the backside. But I appreciate the effort anyway. You try. You try.
All right. And we don't rehearse the answers.
No,
we don't rehearse
know
the
what's
calls.
coming.
Whatever comes, we tackle. You see it and hear it at the same time we do. All right. Tonight our guest is Moby. He will be out here in a few minutes. But first, let's say hi to Chris McGaha. Hi, Chris.
Hey guys, how are you? We have got the loudest LoveLine audience ever.
All right, you ready to get rolling, Drew?
Yes, I am, sir.
So let's talk to Matt on the LoveLine phone. Matt, first call the night. What's your question?
Yeah, I've had an erection for a little over a month now, and I'm getting ready to go to a doctor, but I thought I'd ask you guys first because I'm a little embarrassed.
Matt, it's been that way for a month?
Almost.
Why are you just getting ready to see a doctor now?
Because I thought it'd go away, and I thought, I don't know, I was scared kind of, I guess.
Is it painful?
No, not at all. It's just like a normal erection.
Are you on any medications?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, well, it's not painful because it's gone numb. It's like when they talk to the veterans who stepped on a landmine or something, and they say, "Did you feel anything?" No, it's just couldn't feel a thing. That's what's going on. Plus, he has no ability to reason anymore because there's no blood left in his brain. It's all in his groin.
This actually is a serious condition, Matt. I mean, it's probably something called priapism, which is a usually painful, persistent erection. It's often caused by medication, and it can be associated with long-term erectile dysfunction. I mean, I really suggest you go see a doctor, not soon, but right this minute. I mean, today.
I mean, medevac, helicopter, right?
Yeah, I mean, for anybody else who has problems like this, I mean, don't delay in seeing a doctor. Don't think about waiting or, contemplate it. Go see it. This is not, there's really nothing that can happen to you that physicians haven't seen. I mean, this is not an uncommon problem, Matt, and it's a serious problem, so get it looked at.
But
right?
Matt,
Yeah.
what have you been doing? I mean, have you been going about your normal routine just with the wood?
Yep.
For a month?
I've had to.
Don't people notice?
Not really. You can, you know how you can tuck it in your belt, kind of.
Adam doesn't know about that.
No, I'll put mine in my sock once in a while and then walk around like I got a bum knee, but never up in the belt.
Matt, all kidding aside, this is really quite serious, and hopefully it can be treated without any long-term problems. But if it's painful, particularly, it is associated with lots of problems down the line. So right now, call your physician, okay?
All right.
All right, Matt.
Thank you.
All right. Our guest has himself a CD out called Animal Rights. Ladies and gentlemen, Moby. Thanks for coming on. All right, we'll talk about how you're sort of going from techno into a more rock thing now.
I'd rather talk about priapism if we can.
I want to talk about your haunted house.
My haunted house?
I was reading about in the bio, and your mom's boyfriend trying to kill you with a steak knife.
No, kill her with a steak knife.
I knew it, the thing said.
Really?
Well, that's what it said. You got to proofread
Tell us the
these
story.
things.
I mean, this is
When I was 9 and 10, I lived in a house in Stratford, Connecticut, and it was right next door to an empty lot where a big mansion had been that was like a site of a famous poltergeist. We used to play in the empty lot, and I think the poltergeist followed me home.
Really?
Yeah. He used to whisper to me and talk to me, and
What did it tell you?
Just
Go out and make a
whispered my
CD,
name.
or
Yeah.
stop masturbating so much, or
Well,
what did it tell you?
this was pre-masturbation. It was like 9 and 10.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of late starting with.
All right.
And it would just whisper my name, and I didn't make much of it, but a few years later, I talked to my mom, and she had heard the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
And it had been whispering to her as well, and she'd been too embarrassed or reluctant to talk about it?
For some reason, we never mentioned it to each other.
But what happened with the boyfriend? Do you think it whispered something to him?
She had, I mean, she's married, she remarried to a really nice man, but she used to have terrible taste in men. And she was going out with some sociopath. And at like 3 o'clock in the morning, one night, she was trying to break up with him. And he pulled a kitchen knife, you know, a big butcher's knife on her and said, well, is it going to be you or me? And something woke me up, pushed me out of bed, brought me downstairs into the kitchen, and my presence sort of diffused the situation.
It's the sound of his mother screaming for help.
Yeah.
Was it that, or was it something like the poltergeist going, hey, get down?
I don't even remember waking up. I don't remember this happening.
All right, well, but thank God you did show up, and he put down the knife, and I'm guessing that was a deal breaker. She then broke up with him.
Yeah, after he broke all the dishes he'd given her.
Very healthy. All right. Well, maybe then it's perfect. You have the perfect upbringing for tonight's show.
I'm more than qualified, yeah.
Greta on the LoveLine phone.
I've been going out with this one guy for about 6 months now. I think I'm pregnant. The only problem is I've also been sleeping with his father.
Oh.
I don't know what to do.
How old is this guy?
20.
And the father?
About 40.
How did you get into this kind of situation? How'd that happen?
Poltergeist tell you to do it?
Well, I went over to see my boyfriend, and I had just missed him, and his father just asked me to stay, and it just sort of happened.
You want to bet on Greta?
You know what, Drew, you got to remind me. On the radio show, we gamble on people's upbringings. I know it sounds cruel. I probably would have lost a lot on Moby's. I wouldn't be able to figure that thing out. But we'll say, like, Drew, you think that she was a victim of some sort of sexual abuse or physical abuse or something like that, right?
Yeah, and the betting is just a way of sort of highlighting how reproducible these behaviors are, how when the history is there, the behaviors in young adulthood almost invariably are the same. Is that you, or is that not your history?
No.
No?
I have a really normal family. I grew up with my mom and my dad and my sister.
No,
How did your compass get so off as an adult when you grew up in such a sound environment, is what we want to know now.
I don't know.
Well, in a weird way, I mean, we're kind of presuming. I know it seems like a really abnormal situation, you know, a girl sleeping with her boyfriend and the boyfriend's father. But isn't it I'm not even going to say it.
Go ahead.
Isn't it possible that maybe it's not as abnormal as it seems?
No.
I mean,
it's not possible.
I mean,
it's a nice try.
if you look at the course of human history, there's all sorts of strange and exceptional ways that people interact on a sexual level.
That's true. People have
and
done
like,
all kinds
we
of
have different
bizarre...
standards and mores now.
But it's not a function of morality here. It's a function of being able to have stable relationships, what we're talking about. Somebody that can do this is somebody that cannot, obviously have real difficulty with relationship, to not be able to contain their impulses and perceive the normal boundaries of even not interacting with a father and a son.
But her sexual interaction did you have sex with him a lot, the father, or was it one time?
A few times.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't do a DNA test.
Yeah, I mean, so either of these men could be your father, right? Could be the father of the child.
Could be.
Yeah, could be. That's an interesting Freudian slip. But
well, if they were in the South, it wouldn't be too far off.
Wow, so it's like the guy, he doesn't know if it's going to be
a grandfather?
his brother or his son.
Oh, it's just bizarre.
Kind of weird.
It's bizarre.
There's nothing funny about that, you sickos.
Greta, have you talked to both men about this? About the fact that you're pregnant?
My boyfriend doesn't know I'm seeing his father.
But do they both know you're pregnant?
No, I haven't told them.
How far along are you?
6 months.
I think about 2 months.
All right.
2 months.
Are you going to keep the pregnancy?
I don't know.
All right, it's decision-making time. I mean, all right, first off, stop sleeping with Dad.
Or make a choice.
Make a choice. Stop sleeping with one of them. You're going to have to belly up to one of these guys. The father obviously knows about the son, right?
Yeah.
And he's a very disturbed man already.
Yes.
Really, and so...
If my dad did this, I'd kick his scrawny ass.
Yeah, obviously.
Right now.
So I would rule out the father as the person you want to be involved with. I mean, this is a very disturbed person. The son, we don't know. Recommit yourself to your boyfriend. Decide what you're going to do with this pregnancy.
You can date the Holy Ghost.
Ideally,
ruled out the father and son.
If you're going to, if you either terminate the pregnancy, ideally terminate or see this through and give it up for adoption. Extract yourself from these relationships and start over again, because these are very disturbed relationships you're conducting.
All right, time out for Greta.
Time out, absolutely.
Thank you. All right,
Best
Greta.
solution to everything. Wow. Oh, what just a horrible situation.
Very tangled web we weave.
You would think somebody would be in horrible pain if they were really in that kind of situation, and she didn't.
That's what, yeah, she didn't. It seemed that's why I was suggesting that maybe there's some normalcy that we're not.
Or some real insanity.
Right.
It's like when they interview these serial killers from prison, and they're going,
Yeah.
well, you know, and they're speaking a very normal tone, and they're not batting an eye, and they seem like it seemed like they're talking about putting siding on the house when they're really talking about
disemboweling their neighbor.
Disemboweling the neighbor.
Let's go.
What?
Let's go on.
All right, we're going down the poltergeist route today.
Indeed we are.
Very spooky show tonight, Drew.
Don't touch me.
Okay, all right.
If I can't touch you.
But don't show your arm because it beckons. You're so loose.
Chris, help us, please.
Ooh, spooky show. Okay, I have Carrie here, and she's got a question for you.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Carrie.
I've been having a long-distance boyfriend, or long-distance relationship with my boyfriend, and for 2 years. And he lives in Oregon, where I'm from, and I go to school. And so the only time we see each other a lot of times is over Christmas and over breaks. And this last Christmas, I was home, and we thought my parents were in bed, but they ended up waking up, and we were having sex in the family room. And we had the TV going. We had blankets over us. So when they came in, we just kind of acted like we were watching TV. But the next day...
With your ass, though, right?
But the next day, they were acting really strange towards us. And for the next couple days, I was only home a couple more days, and they acted really strange. And I didn't know if I should talk to them about it, since it's their house, and I'm 21, almost 22, and you know.
How long have you been going out with this guy?
Over 2 years.
All right, that seems on. We got to go to a break here, Moby. But it does seem like it's time to assert yourself, and we will tackle this question after we take a look at a Moby video. Every time you touch me. Questions. You can call us. Drew, give them the number.
Bring your questions here to LoveLine, 213-520-LOVE, 213-520-LOVE.
All right, more LoveLine with Moby and Dr. Drew and myself. And when we left off, we were out in the audience speaking to Carrie. Now, Carrie's 21?
Going on 22.
Yeah, she's going to be 22 in a week.
All right, and has been with the guy for a couple of years, back at the folks' place, getting it on in the family room, right under the picture of deceased great-grandfather in the Civil War uniform. The folks came in, they saw the little helter-skelter going on under the covers. They put 2 and 2 together, and now they've been giving you the cold shoulder. And you feel like you want to kind of break the ice a little bit.
Yeah.
They understand you're having sex.
Yeah.
Though, don't they?
I don't know.
The family doesn't talk about that kind of thing. A lot of families don't.
But you can make the assumption that if someone's 21 and relatively normal and has been going out with the same person for 2 years, that sex is going to be a part of the relationship.
That's what I was going to say. Don't you think that the parents probably, if they did know, they probably just went, okay, this has happened, we can deal with this, and it's a little bit more embarrassing for them to walk up and go, oh, hey, I saw you, how was he?
Yeah, but
You know, I mean-
you know, I'll tell you what a lot of folks do. A lot of people I've known. There'll be some guy. He'll be away in college, or I had a friend who was working in Florida for like 6 years. This guy's, you know, this is a few years back, but he's, you know, 26, 27 years old. He comes back to hang out at home with his girlfriend, who he's been, you know, doing all sorts of bizarre, you know, ritualistic sexual things to for years now. He comes home and Mom says, you're in that bedroom and you're in that bedroom because I don't want to hear it, I don't want to think about it. Now, meanwhile, they end up, you know, getting it on in the master bathroom or something, which is in between the two rooms, but it's a sort of denial.
Right, and I don't know that it serves any useful function to confront them unless you feel you have to have that in order to maintain your relationship. Let them be uncomfortable. They're embarrassed. They don't know how to act. Leave them alone. They'll get over it.
Okay.
All right? Let them believe what they want to believe. Bill on the LoveLine phone.
Hi, my girlfriend is addicted to harsh nipple pinching, and I was wondering if you knew of any long-term effects or any internal damage that this can cause.
I don't know.
Drew, you just want to take a shower, don't you?
I'm going to sit out here.
All right, Drew, don't pout, please.
Is that possible through like hardcore nipple pinching to actually damage blood vessels or tissue?
Because I've heard of when people pierce them, they get a lot of scar tissue. But
All right, Bill, hold on. We are going to address it, but we've got to go to a video first. We're going to go to one of Moby's videos called Move.
That's what you want to do, Drew.
I'm Kelly Rutherford. You're watching LoveLine right here on MTV.
All right, you got a computer. You can put it to use. Drew, how do they email?
Email loveline3@AOL.com. Again, it's loveline3@AOL.com. You can also check out the LoveLine area, the keyword MTV on America Online.
All right, we're back with Moby, Dr. Drew, and myself. And when we left off, we were speaking to Bill on the phone. Bill, his girlfriend's into the nipple abuse, right?
that is correct.
And you want to know if any damage can happen.
Yeah, or long-term effects.
I mean, look, you take any body appendage and crush it, you can have a problem. I mean, it can tear off, you can necrose or disintegrate. I mean, all kinds of things can happen. But what do you? I don't understand what you're asking, really.
I was wondering if it can, you know, permanently bruise or.
Yeah, it can permanently. It can kill the tissue.
Yeah, what do you think? The nipples are made out of Kevlar and the rest of the body's flesh?
Well, it's interesting how people sometimes just don't realize that they are made out of flesh and somehow think they can tolerate unlimited amounts of abuse.
Well, I've seen photographs of like circus sideshow people who have like weights hanging off their
Right.
nipples. Doesn't turn you on?
No, no.
Having two 50-pound weights hanging off your nipples?
No, unless they're breasts. That's exciting to me.
Bill, this
Big
is
cock circus. Yes.
Bill, this is something your girlfriend wants to do?
Yeah, actually, she's requested it many times.
But what are you talking about? Gnawing with the teeth, or
No.
Like blood,
Just,
or
like twisting and pinching and stuff like that.
if it's just regular twisting and pinching, there's no real harm in that, is
Just don't hurt her. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
Just don't do anything that hurts anyone.
She's sore when I'm done, but you know, it goes away after about a day.
Well, just be very careful.
Take it easy, Bill. Listen, I mean, no duh. This is a no duh question. Obviously, you're drawing blood. Things are inflammating and swelling and there's bruising.
Gangrene,
you know.
Gangrene, if Moby does it.
That's right. If these things set in, then back off a little bit.
I like this category
pinhead.
of call. I like it. No duh.
This is the no duh call.
I like that. That's good.
All right.
All right, we've got an email question. This is from Caddacy, 18 in Philadelphia. She says she lost her virginity 6 months ago in a 5-person orgy. She had sex with just one guy there, and she developed all these feelings for him, but her best friend ended up being with him as a boyfriend. She's totally obsessed with the guy. She can't stop thinking about him, and she wants to know what to do, and she's on the phone line.
Oh, this will be good.
Codicy?
Yeah.
Hi.
What were the sexes of the 5 people, or the other 4 people in the
There
orgy?
were 2 other girls and 2 other guys, so.
All right, so 3 girls, 2 guys.
Yeah.
And you
No,
only
3
had
guys.
sex with one person?
3 and 3.
Yeah, I only
She
had
was the
sex with
6th.
one person.
Oh, you were the 6th?
No, I was the 5th.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, Drew.
Okay.
Okay, so and you only had sex with one of the guys?
Yeah, well, we were the only 2 who actually had sex. There was lots of stuff going on, but
Right.
we're the only 2 who had
So
sex.
there's the
kids
Gatorade
today.
and towel girl, and I see everyone has a role to assume in an orgy.
Well, I mean, here's the one point I can make off a call like this, Codicy, and that is that in our culture, somehow people are raised with the notion that they can act out sexually and be divorced from their feelings. When you have sex with somebody, it is usually the case that you're going to generate very intense feelings for them. And here, this was a crazy, uncontrolled situation with a bunch of people. And still, the one person you got the closest to, you attached yourself to. You feel very intensely connected to that person as a result of the physical experience. And women routinely experience this. Young women have to anticipate that they're going to have an emotional experience when they're physically intimate with somebody. And not only have you're connected with them, now you're obsessed with him. And the guy does he want anything to do with you?
Yeah, actually, him and the girl broke up, and we're not friends anymore, me and the girl, and he wants to hang out a lot now, so.
So there's a possibility for a relationship there.
I hope so.
All right. Well, I just would be concerned about a guy that engages in these kinds of activities.
Well,
It was
guys
his
will
first
do what
time
they can
doing
do.
Drew, that was what I was going to say. Did you say that you lost your virginity like this?
Yes.
You lost your virginity this way. All the women behind me are like, are frightened for this. I mean, that is, I'm sorry, but this is a horrible way to lose your virginity, and I'm really sorry about that. But what I would say is, she needs to take a big time out
Yeah,
and just really work on, her.
And typically, the guy that women have sex with first when they're young, they end up very attached to it. This is somebody she lost her virginity to. They're even more prone to being attached than if it was somebody that was after you'd had more experiences. So. I mean, I guess you can explore this potential relationship with this guy. I'd be very cautious. And time out for Codicy, too. I mean, be very careful with your relationships. Recognize that when you are physically intimate, there's going to be emotional experiences like the one you're having now. Okay?
All right?
All
And is he just going to wear a toga, or? No. Okay. Let's move on. Where was all this when I was growing up?
That's what I was wondering. It's like when I was 16, maybe like the cool kids were doing this.
No.
No?
Not even the cool ones.
But really?
No, I all the way through high school, you don't remember anyone having orgies in high school.
I wasn't friends with the cool kids, so it could have been happening. I was clueless.
I knew the cool kids, and there was no talk of
Were
orgy.
you one of the cool kids?
No, but I knew them, and I often asked about the orgies, and there apparently no orgies going on.
I don't know.
But now it's an everyday circumstance. Drew, you were certainly never involved with any orgies.
No.
Even in
Really?
med school?
No. Drew, you were probably a cool kid.
No, are you kidding? Oh, I got to show. We got to bring in his picture from his senior year of high school. I've seen this thing.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
He's got hair out to here. He's got a collar bigger than like Wayne Newton's. I mean, he is a mess. Look at him now, though. He's quite a fox, isn't he, ladies?
All right. Thank you. Let's get on with our callers. Sam.
Hello, how y'all doing?
What can we do for you?
About 5 years ago, my left testicle swelled up the size of a grapefruit.
No, it didn't.
Oh, yeah, it did.
His left ventricle. No, left testicle.
Yeah, it's called a hydrocele.
Right.
And, well, I carried it around for about 2 years. I drained it every now and then.
Yeah.
And I had the surgery, got it fixed.
Right.
Now, every now and then, like when it gets cold or when I have a lot of sex, it hurts.
Sure.
But, it stops, and, the pain goes away after a while. And,
Sure. That's not uncommon, Sam.
His left testicle swelled.
He developed a cyst. It's a fluid-filled cavity, and they can become quite large. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it got bigger than that.
Yeah, it can be big. And
it didn't get bigger than a grapefruit.
Oh, yes, it did.
It can be big, yeah.
But this raises the same question of the kid with priapism. Is like, how did you go about your daily business
with
this grapefruit in your pants?
Well, about every 2 months I drained it.
Which you can do.
By yourself?
Personally?
Excuse me?
You didn't have a friend help?
My sister tried to help me one time, but she couldn't handle it. It scared her too much.
You actually did this yourself?
Well, I couldn't get a urologist to do it. You know, the insurance and all that. They said, no,
What did you
there's no
do?
way.
How did you drain it? What did you do?
22 gauge needle, extension tube, and a 30 cc syringe.
Are you a nurse?
Whole lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon, I'm guessing.
Are you a nurse?
Huh?
Are you a nurse or something? Are you a medic?
No. My mom and my sisters, I've been around medicine all my life.
Incredible. Well, I'll tell you.
I couldn't get a doctor to do it. I had to do it myself.
Sam, this is like Dr. Quinn over here. He's like a frontier nurse.
He's phenomenal. Sam, it is what a doctor might do.
Sam, I got a little hernia thing going on. Maybe you could take a look at it after the show. Save myself a few bucks.
First of all, obviously nobody should be doing this sort of thing. Absolutely not. But the urologist, in fact, would have potentially drained it, as you had done. And then ultimately, you do have to get some kind of definitive care for this, which you did. And when it's been in there long enough and it was big enough that it can certainly disrupt the normal anatomy, cause some scarring, and that's probably why you're getting some residual discomfort. There is concern that these things can affect fertility. I'm not convinced that that's true. I mean, I suppose if you left a grapefruit-sized thing in there, it would have. But such as it is, you're going to have occasional pain, and if they can recur, next time don't take care of it yourself, and don't worry about the pain. All right?
If you didn't drain it, would it just continue to grow?
Generally, they.
So you could eventually have a medicine-sized ball?
No. They stop somewhere, but they can stay there forever. Wow. Let's go to the next call.
All right. Yes, tugging around a sack of citrus fruit in your underwear is not a good idea.
I mean, I do that for fun, but...
Yeah, sure. I'll stuff a couple of oranges in there and mince about the house, but I mean...
Just for comfort, though.
This is something serious. We have a video question. Sarah?
Hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew. My name's Sarah, and I was wondering the best way to fake an orgasm if a guy can really tell you're doing it.
The best way to fake an orgasm?
Well, now, Sarah, you're on the phone too, right? Sarah?
Yeah.
What prompted that question?
Oh, I had an ex-boyfriend, and he was really bad, and I just didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Okay.
Right. And God bless you. It's the greatest gift a woman can give a man. Absolutely. Drew, you argue with me, but you know I'm right, and you wish your wife did it once in a while, too. All right. Well, all right. Now, hold on. Drew's got to kick my ass, and we'll be back after the break to answer the question. Questions. Drew, how do they send them?
Send the video to LoveLine 1040 North Las Palmas Avenue, Hollywood, California, 90038.
All right, more LoveLine with Moby. He's got himself a CD coming out called Animal Rights. A little bit of a departure from what we're used to.
It's, yeah, it's kind of a metal record.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's about 2/3 metal and really hardcore punk, because I played in hardcore bands when I was growing up.
Right.
And then the other third is very slow, quiet, bucolic, classical instrumental pieces.
So
two extremes, yeah.
All right. When we left off, we were speaking to Sarah on the phone. She gave us a video question, then we picked her up on the phone, and she wanted to know about faking orgasms, how to do it realistically.
Yeah.
Have you been called out? I mean, has somebody sussed you out and called you a liar?
No, I just wanted to know if he believed it or not.
But why, this might be a really naive question, but why bother to fake an orgasm? I mean...
That's what I was going to say. I totally agree. I always just make a man keep working until it actually happens.
Can't you communicate with...
That or if the relationship is so unsatisfying...
I'm sorry, Drew, I didn't...
Or if the relationship is so unsatisfying, how about moving on?
Absolutely. But I do have somebody here in the audience, Becca, who is supposedly a queen at this. And Adam, Moby, you guys tell me if you would buy this.
All right, hold on. Let me close my eyes.
I know.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. You're the man, king. Oh, yes.
See...
I'm speechless. speechless. This girl belongs on Melrose Place.
It was too verbal and theatrical. I think that most of the time.
I would have bought that. I give her an Oscar.
Really?
Absolutely.
I think, and if you like, a fake orgasm is usually accompanied by more physical stuff as opposed to verbal things.
So what do you want to do?
Shaking back, arching. Yeah.
Well, she was doing the hand thing. She can't really like arch her back right here.
Yeah, but it's.
Well, see,
I mean, it's the whole picture. It's the verbal thing, the physical aspect. So if you want to fake an orgasm, it can't just be a few like theatrical.
All right, but
my goodness.
this man's an artist. I am a common man. I do not hold you to the same high standards that Moby does.
Also, the staff is doing touchdown dances over here.
I mean, it was good, but maybe just a little too theatrical.
All right, Sarah.
All right, we want you to have
impressive
fun with it, is what
nonetheless.
Moby said.
Sarah, did we answer your call at all?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I would never want to dissuade a young woman from faking an orgasm. There's nothing wrong with that. She gets done with sex. He feels like a prince among men, and everyone's watching TV that much faster after. That's my take. No harm, no foul, no one's hurt. Chris, who do you have for us?
I am out here with Nathan. Go get him.
Okay, my question is, I have a really good friend. I've known her for 15 years, and she's been hitting on me for the past couple of months. I just keep blowing it off. Until last weekend, after quite a few drinks, we have sex. My problem is I hate myself that I did this. I don't want to be with her, but I know she's thinking something is going to happen. So, what can I do?
Can I give it a whirl?
I still want her to be my friend.
Go, Moby.
Can I give it the amateur perspective? There isn't a whole lot of point in beating yourself up about something that happened, and if you can try and communicate with her on some level and sort of salvage your friendship, which might be really difficult because a lot of time when people have sex, it creates this sort of nasty tension.
Right. Drew and I were having some awkwardness.
I could sense
it for a while. Yeah. You noticed it. Yeah, we're
But you're
fresh.
adults, and so you sort of recover a lot faster.
We're pros.
But as far as really beating yourself up about it, what's that going to accomplish? I think sort of being straightforward with her.
Well, a certain amount of guilt is good because it prevents you from doing this thing that you didn't want to do again.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got by it completely and your conscience let you go, you may go out and nail another one of your buddies.
Right. It also tells us that he's a decent person and he cares about other people.
Right.
Right. He hurt somebody else potentially, and he cares about that. It bothers him.
Sometimes guilt can just be a way of sort of like placating yourself. Going out doing something nasty, feeling guilty, going out doing the same thing again, feeling guilty.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
I agree. Almost exactly what he just said here. It would have been fine for me if I was really good friends with you for 15 years. I'm sure she feels the exact same way, that she really cares about you.
He would have nailed you in the first month, though, Chris. I'm
Thanks,
betting.
Adam.
It's a compliment.
But also, she has been into him for months and years now. She really wants to have a relationship with him, and now they've connected, and she thinks she's got the relationship now. It is going to potentially devastate her to hear that he is not interested in that kind of thing, but she's got to hear it.
Yeah. He's just got to be honest.
The friendship
I mean,
may not survive this, and that if it's not meant to survive this, it will not survive it no matter what you do. If you are honest, put your feelings out there, I think that has the highest potential of salvaging this relationship.
And don't lead her on anymore.
No, that's it.
Don't hem and haw. You have to do a tough love thing. Michelle on the LoveLine phone. What's your question for us tonight?
Hi, yes. I'm having a bit of a roommate problem. My roommate and I both like the same guy, and I'm kind of too shy to do anything about it. And she's kind of, I would say, like a dominatrix, kind of kinky. Like, you see her handcuffs, and we have 2 separate bedrooms, and you can hear it. And she wants to have a threesome. And I'm not interested, but when she talks about it, she seems more interested in me, like giving me that smile and that look, the look everyone gives people.
I've never seen it, but I've rented a movie once where someone gave it to another person, and I know what you're talking about.
Okay, and then so last night we all went out and we all got really, really drunk, and I came home and I was on the verge of passing out, and she crawls into bed with me, Like, I was too drunk to do anything, and when I woke up this morning, she was already gone, so I couldn't talk to her about it. But what should I do? Like, she's one of my best friends. I don't want to lose that, but I also don't want to do this.
Sarah,
this
Sarah,
is
hold on. And by
very
the way,
convoluted.
you called Sarah Michelle at the beginning of this call. So.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
What the hell's up with me?
So, Sarah, we got to get to a break. We are going to deal with your question in just 1 second.
Call us with your questions, won't you, Drew? Yell out the number.
That's right. The number's 213-520-LOVE, 213-520-LOVE.
All right, more LoveLine with Moby. And when we left off, we're speaking to Sarah on the phone. Sarah has a lesbian dominatrix roommate.
She's not a lesbian.
She's bisexual.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, to you, she's a lesbian because you're a woman. To a guy, she could be heterosexual. If you're bisexual, you are what you are to the member of your own sex.
I guess.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
To the observer.
Listen, your vagina's not going to know the difference between bisexuality and lesbianism. There's a woman down there, she's a lesbian for the time she's down there, and she's heterosexual when she's with a guy. All right, everyone sort that out on the ride home. You'll see the subtle brilliance. Believe me, I will be revered upon death. Believe me.
Certainly not before.
I'm the Will Rogers of our time. There'll probably be some beach named after me.
Oh, that'd be nice.
A bunch of syringes washing up on it. All right, Sarah.
Yes.
Why do I always have to appreciate myself? How come no one else gets on board that train?
Strange how that works.
Thank you. That's my management in the back. Sarah.
Yes.
All right, first off, what is this business about you getting loaded and not being coherent enough to push her out of bed and then waking up and her being gone? I mean, that sounds like you're kind of helping her out a little bit there.
Well, no, I mean, there was like 12 of us who went out last night, and we just all got really, really drunk, and like we live in the same quad, so like of course I come home and I go to bed, and she crawls in, and I was just like, ugh.
Did anything happen?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so let me exactly.
She's not missing her retainer or anything, is she?
Exactly. What is the issue? Is it how do you manage this woman who's coming on to you and she's your roommate? Is that the question?
Well, yeah, that too.
I mean, she's obviously really, an expansive person. She has sex, in ways that disturb you, and she doesn't have any consideration for your feelings. Now she's sort of predatory, approaching you. I mean, I think you have to really contain her any way you can. I would stay away from this person as much as you possibly can.
Well, she's also one of my best friends.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to stay. I'm not saying you can't like her or can't have a relationship with her, but I'm saying stay real rigid in how you maintain your boundaries with her. Just stay real clear in where the relationship is. Don't be afraid to assert yourself to her, or she'll immediately come after you because she doesn't perceive any boundaries in this relationship.
And don't get lit in front of her because she's coming.
Lit's another good antiquated.
Yeah,
like highball and jigger.
I missed the whole the lit terminology. If you get loaded, drunk, lit, whatever in front of her, she is going to seize that opportunity. Believe me, she's just waiting.
Right.
And I believe she's done something already, quite honestly.
Right.
You may be bisexual and not even know it.
It's an uncomfortable thing, and it must be very awkward for you. But just stay real clear, real direct, real deliberate, and don't give in to this sort of. You seem a little ambivalent, even talking to us about, yeah, she's kind of into this, and maybe this threesome. Be real clear. Don't get into any of that with her, because this is going to create tremendous chaos in your relationships, and the whole living environment's going to break down completely.
All right, Sarah, thanks.
Thank you.
What's her name? Sarah?
Here now, Adam, is Michelle.
Oh. Yes, Michelle.
Hi, my question's about my boyfriend and I. We're really in love and everything, but we have this one big problem. His penis is too big for me. Whenever we have sex, we've been having it for a year now, and it hurts so much that afterwards I'll start crying, or I'll hurt so much that, it just hurts a lot. And he's been thinking a lot about getting his penis reduction. I just want to know, what are the...
First off, that's love.
Yeah, I mean...
Believe me, that's love. If he's even entertaining the notion of this.
Who has he
that is
talked to
love.
about this?
Me? We talk about
No,
it.
no. I mean, what doctor has he talked to about this?
Oh, I haven't talked to any doctor.
Okay, I don't think anybody will do that. Okay? No, not for this sort
He
of
should
thing,
be
no.
have his license stripped and be banned immediately.
Well, I just don't think, Adam, you usually ask this question, but I mean, how large a dimension are we talking about here?
Like the size of my wrist.
You know, I just don't think, first of all, I'm not aware of the procedure being commonly available, and I certainly don't think anybody would be doing it unless
So your
there was
watch wouldn't fall off if you put it on there?
some compelling medical reason for it. So, Michelle, you guys have to you have to figure out ways that you can work with this.
Well, what else can I do? I mean, we've used...
Hold on, but Moby's got something.
One thing that kind of troubles me is there's so many images. I mean, from the time we start watching TV and movies until the time we become adults, the only time we see people coming together is either to kiss or have sex. And there's so many other ways
I know.
to, you know, to make people happy in bed that don't involve penetrative sex.
Absolutely.
I know. I mean, I agree with that too and everything, but I mean, I can't even do any other way. I just have to do it, you know, the normal way.
What normal is
Like
defined by the
that?
two people involved in a consensual relationship.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. Michelle, how old are you? You're 20?
Yeah.
You have really, really got to take control of your body. You've really got to just, you know, figure out what is best for you. And I suggest being on top. That is the best way for a woman to be in control. Use lots of lubrication. And, you know, when it starts hurting, you put your hands down there and you say, stop.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he does and will stop because I hurt so much because he doesn't like to hurt me. But even if I am on top, when he does put it in, I get a sharp pain inside of me.
Then you shouldn't be having penetrative intercourse
And
with
the
them.
other thing is, have you seen a gynecologist to make sure you don't have some correctable problem?
Yeah, I go to the gynecologist and everything. And she...
Can you wash his penis in hot water, Drew?
Why? Oh, to shrink it?
Yes, like a sweater.
Oh,
It's like
no,
some sort of fleshy sweater.
Don't think that would work. Don't think that would work. Michelle, I think we've given you as much advice as we possibly can. I don't
think there is a penis reduction surgery.
I'm not,
is there?
I'm not aware of one, and I'm certainly not aware of one being done for non-medical purposes. So try these other things we've talked about, okay?
Yes, lubrication, yoga. And yoga, lubrication, a shot of Robitussin before you go in, and I think it'll take care of itself. All right, the name of the CD is Animal Rights. The name of the artist is Moby. Thank you very much for coming over. The insightful Moby. Also, I want to thank the lovely Chris Magaha. And until next time, whoa. Let me tell you something, with a name like Moby, he's got to be hung. Until next time, this is Sam Kroll for Dr. Drew. Say mahalo.
LoveLine is a Stone Stanley production. Yeah. Cool.
Introducing DuraSteel by Armatron. Steel cases, bracelets, superb quality, and outstanding value. The toughest and best-looking watch. Armatron DuraSteel, a state of mind and body. Aroma Vera's aromatic gift trays. Indulge in the pure enjoyment of essential oil-based personal care products designed to enhance the beauty of daily life. From Aroma Vera. Tommy Tang's, LA's restaurant to the entertainment industry. A gift package of his personalized line of seasonings and sauces, best-selling cookbook, and chef's wear from Tommy Tang's.